everybody? Welcome to today's video. The RS3 has landed in Scottsdale, Arizona. For those who don't know, a big reason of why I bought this car and why I was okay buying a modified car is because every single OEM part came with the car, aside from wheels and tires. That's it. And I really don't care that much about wheels and tires, but it's nice to have every OEM part. If I want to put anything back to stock, or if I ever want to sell the car one day, I'd rather put the entire car to stock. So I've had that in the trunk. I had my puppy, I had a bed, I had a cage. That's been the entire ownership of this car. So finally, I get to cruise around in this car, nothing in the back, and it's super nice. I haven't had any coffee, which is just absolutely horrendous, you know what I mean? And I've been living off Starbucks for a couple days, which is extra horrendous. Once we get home, I'm gonna walk you guys through everything on this car physically. I'm very well acquainted with the car now. Acquaintance, who cares? It's not a grammar channel. But I obviously haven't taken the car on like heavy canyon driving, stuff like that. Now, for those who don't know, I picked up a 2017 RS3. Why did I go with the 2017? I bought a 2017 because the 2017-2018 comes with the Daza engine, which is the code for that engine before they changed it. To my knowledge, it was for emissions purposes. Now, I hear it's actually not that much of a big difference. I still felt like this was gonna be the engine that most people wanted, and I also hate when engines get quieter from emissions. I would have rather gone with an 18 essentially just so I didn't have a first year car, but this car was way too clean to pass up. Now we just passed over 13,000 miles, a full PPF, and it was just too good. It was set up the way I'd have to set it up anyway. It's pretty much running full stage 2 bolt-ons, which on this car, it's not crazy. And it's actually running OEM exhaust. So really the only performance mods on this car is gonna be intake, turbo inlet, intercooler, and then technically downpipes and mid pipes if you want to consider that, and then obviously the tune. So aside from that, it's all just supporting mods, which I named the list of mods in my reveal video, and I'm gonna go through them with you guys and show you guys, because actually for the first time ever, under the hood of this car is pretty cool. I've never showed anyone under my hood of my car because I don't care. I'd say the biggest thing I learned about this car is that I think Quattro gets a bad rep, but I think Audi is making proper driver's cars. And I come from an M2, come from a GT4. I was scared about that, especially buying an all-wheel drive little sedan that looks like a Jetta. This car rips. And one of the reasons that I ended up buying this car, on the contrary, is that one of my favorite cars I've ever owned was my Golf R. I thought that car handled so well. Though I'd had better, there's something about knowing where your car's limit is and getting that like crazy road feedback when you're pushing your car to the limit, rather than like my NSX would just, I probably wasn't even scraping the surface, and if I did, I felt like I was gonna die. And so this is essentially on the Golf R Mark 7 platform. So I figured if the Golf R was that good, this car was gonna be great as well. And I was completely right. It's actually years better. It is a really, really good driver's car. So for anyone out there that's ever thought the RS3 is just a straight line car, that is not the case. And keep in mind, if it was, I'm not biased. I thought it was when I bought it. I was going to be okay telling you guys that that was the case, and it is absolutely not the case, and I've yet to push it. And I'm sure on track maybe I would notice some certain flaws, but still the car is extremely capable. We are running a decent setup. We're on springs. This car does have the mag ride delete, and keep in mind we're running RAARs. I think tires are a huge issue on the Quattro cars. I'm gonna cruise around because I want to go drive. I haven't driven my car. I'm gonna roll my damn windows on. I'm gonna put some music on. We're gonna head back to the house. I'm gonna show you the mods. I'm gonna make you the coffee, and then I have a meeting later today about car stuff. Very, very big, important car stuff. Yeah. Dun da da da. I was not lying to you guys. It's all carbon fiber. So this is the OEM options. That's just OEM carbon fiber. Obviously you have a Unitronic intake, Unitronic turbo inlet, which should be over there. You have an 034 DSG catch can right here. We do have an aftermarket intercooler. I'm not sure like what you're gonna be able to see. Just know that that intercooler is not the OEM intercooler. That again is a Unitronic intercooler. 034 DSG catch can. That's pretty much everything in the engine bay. Bye. Then moving over here, we have the New Speed wheels I believe we're running 255 in the front and rear now. And we are running our 888Rs, which are an absolute blast on this car. Like I said, they help with grip. They blacked out both the badges. I think those are normally silver. A full PPF is on the car. A steering wheel from a company which I do not know, but I actually love it because it looks very OEM, which is kind of rare. I'm not usually a big carbon fiber steering wheel guy. And then the worst paddles in the entire world. I'm sorry to the company that made them. They do not function at all. I will be getting new ones. Then around to the back, you've got blacked out badges, a carbon fiber spoiler, and then, like I said, it's just an OEM rear catback, so you can't really see obviously the downpipe or the mid-pipe. There you go. There's your downpipe. Okay, sure. It's running Bull-X downpipes, I think 034 mid-pipe, I could be wrong. Injectors are done, I'm not sure by who, and then wastegate lines are done. I think I've named almost everything. I mean, I named it all in the last video. I'm pretty sure I did pretty good on that. But as far as showing you guys, those are the mods that you guys are gonna be able to see. I gotta go ahead and make some coffee and continue with the day. I'm making coffee right now. A lot of you guys are probably wondering, how much power is my car making? I can give you guys a decent guesstimate. It should be pushing right now around high 500s to the crank. 585, 90 to the crank, and it's currently running in 91. Now I can switch that to E85 where it should be running high 500s to the wheel. So we're gonna throw some E85 in within the next week or so because I'm really excited to do so. I probably shouldn't do it. I probably should wait so that I enjoy the power for longer, but you guys know how modding goes. It is an addiction. On 85, the car should be making loads amount more torque. The car should be insane. It should be a whole new monster. Supposedly what I'm running, stage 2 91, is almost equivalent to stage 1 E85. So E85 makes a huge difference, and I do have some pretty close to my house, so we will do a video with that this week. That should be making mid 600s to the crank. That should be stupid. It should be running a low to mid 10-second quarter, and anywhere from like a 2.6 to 2.8, 0 to 60. I'm gonna guess closer to the 2.6, 2.7 mark. Bingo. Today I have a car that I have surprisingly never driven. I actually had really no interest in it until I realized it was actually a really good car. I hate the look of half of the car. I love the look of the other half of the car. A very controversial car. Its successor is about to be released, I think in the next 4 days, the C8 Corvette. I love Corvettes. I'm a huge fan of the C7, especially Raquel over here. Ricky, say hi.
How you doing?
Ricky actually is probably one of the only people I've ever known that owned a Corvette that I've kind of experienced. He used to have a C7 Z06, a really awesome car, and right now just has this car. He's Ricky. I don't even think he drives this thing much. He goes through cars kind of like me, but like worse, because he doesn't actually care about them because he's so numb. But he had this car. We plan to make a video. I've just been kind of curious about this car. I think the performance is going to be awesome, and Corvettes are known for being the biggest bang for your buck. The Z06, which drops I think in 4 days from when I'm filming this, I hope it looks better, but it is going to be one of the most impressive cars out of the year, and it's coming out around the same time as the GT4 RS, and it might make that decision more complicated. My problem with this car, I think it looks great from right here. I think the cockpit is just a little too far forward. It's almost in the middle of the car, and the rear end, I'm not even going to show you guys. You know what it looks like, and it's terrible. It's essentially,
I actually really do agree.
It's like Hulk sat on a Camaro. Is that accurate? That feels accurate. We're gonna do some shots of the car. You can check it out for yourself. Let me know down below what you think of this car, and then we're gonna go for a drive. This car is so oriented to the driver. When I was sitting there, when Ricky drove me here, I felt like I got stashed away in a closet like Harry Potter. Like, it's not fair. Like, there's nothing for you to do. You don't have access to anything over here. And it's like a cubicle. It's nice.
It's very driver focused.
But it's good and bad. Like, you feel in your little nook. You know what I mean? Like,
correct.
But at the same time, if someone like yourself, it's gotta be pretty small over there.
Oh yeah. One of the things that I really like to say that's exciting about this is that, you know, them implementing this type of technology today on high-end sports cars becomes the standard of technology tomorrow.
Correct.
So I think that this is a step in the right direction for, you know, push to start. Started with only high-end cars, but
yep.
Now everyday cars have it. So I think it's really exciting because now this tech should be found in a couple of years on every car.
This is an interesting car. A buddy of mine, Tom, I'm sure you guys know Club Blau, who owns the Club Blue GT3 Touring, who's been on the channel before, just picked one of these up, and he says it's incredible. And I don't doubt it. Amelia absolutely loves hers. So this car has definitely a lot of hype behind it, a lot of buzz. And I know it's gonna be a good driver's car. I can't see anything out of the mirrors, but I don't need to, it's fine.
This is a rear view camera, but it's wide angle. So look, you can see it until it's next to you.
That is insane. That's one of the coolest features of this car.
It takes time to get used to with your because every time that you look at a rear view mirror, your perception and how you focus, you're ready, you know.
Yeah, you're ready to
focus,
use the mirror.
Correct, yeah.
The little square steering wheel I like a lot. This little bottom thing, it's like a handle. I wish you guys could see it. Oh my God, Ricky, I just did it. I looked at the reflection.
And you can't focus on it.
And I couldn't focus on the screen until my eyes refocused.
And it hurts your pupils.
That was so weird.
Right?
I have been in this car for 2 seconds. It cruises, it's comfortable. Normally I spend some time cruising.
At V4, so only using 4 cylinders is what you're mainly cruising on.
Oh, it does that.
Press the button, it puts it in race mode.
Okay, transmission, lightning. Very impressed for a Corvette because the previous gen automatic wasn't the best. Now, what they didn't learn is their paddles are the plasticiest things ever. My NSX was the same, but at least in the NSX they felt like the click was good. I do like them. I just think it's sad that they're still putting plastic paddles in their cars. I really like this car, and I hate that I like it so far because I haven't even driven it.
What is your opinion on this?
I mean, I'd rather not have a sunroof, but I think.
Oh, would you really?
It's cool. This car did what the Huracan and the 570S did to me in a matter of time that I never thought could happen. The Huracan and the 570S, to me, became rental cars very quickly. It just became so overpopulated in the rental space that when I saw one, my first assumption was that that's a rental. These, within 2 months, flooded every rental car company in the world.
I do agree with you where like the Huracan becomes the overplayed kind of like, you know, not low quantity or rare car. If you're gonna see a Lamborghini, you're not that surprised it's a Huracan.
Correct. And this did the same thing times 10. I saw these everywhere. Every rapper owned one, still owns one. Just a weird community
it's a car
that they all loved. Yep. But at the end of the day, aside from all stereotypes and aside from how much I'm definitely not gonna look at the rear end of this thing because it's disgusting, I'm really impressed. The tech in this is awesome. The interior is awesome. Wait. Because this is a break-in car, they force you to do a break-in period?
Yeah.
And when you hit 500 miles, that goes away?
Yeah. Oh
my God. That's so whack.
To my understanding, it's 500 miles.
Because there's no way the red line's at 4,500. That's impossible.
Correct.
No way they do that to you.
Adjust.
Well, guys, my first review on the C8 Corvette is a non-broken-in car, and our red line is half of that of a 991.2 GT3. So
yeah,
that's literally all we got. I'm gonna look into that. Let me know in the comments below. I'm sure I'm late to the party. I'm sure everyone knows. But I think Corvette forces you to partake in the break-in period, which is fine. I mean, you should, but at the same time, there's a lot of people out there that don't believe in the break-in period. I actually am so uninformed on this car. I don't know any specifications. I obviously know we're in an NAV8. The red line should probably be 7,000 RPM is my guess. So they're cutting your red line in almost half, but I'm sure this thing has, what, 550 horsepower?
Yeah.
Am I somewhere on the dot? Less horsepower than the C6, but quicker. This was kind of a pretty interesting setup car because they pulled a lot of performance from an NAV8 that didn't make that much power. I'm really impressed with the transmission on this thing. Like, the most instantaneous shifts. And I actually kind of like the pedals. The travel for the paddle is kind of satisfying. It's very clicky.
It is upsetting that everything is so driver focused, and you would think with a very driver focused car that, you know, like the Ferrari, at least in my experience, the 488 and the Huracan, paddles, the giant metal paddles that give you that premium feel. You're gonna spend so much money in giving it better leather, better materials. How much does that actually cost?
On the contrary, this car isn't priced at that though, so we can't expect that.
I mean, they're not cheap cars.
They're not, but you are getting exotic performance and almost looks, minus the fact that it looks terrible, for a bargain to which you can't complain about.
For half the price.
You can't complain about that. It feels cheap, but I like it. That's the summary of the paddle shifter. We're gonna move on. I'd love to take one of these around a canyon. I think this would be an incredible driver's car. And I think with the Z06 coming out, you can find these at a good deal. Now, the Z06 is gonna be such a good car that you're just gonna wanna buy one of those anyway. And hopefully the ass of it doesn't look this terrible. I think I'm really excited to know about it. Put it so it auto shifts me.
Yeah.
that is not all the power in this car.
Right.
You should drive the shit out of this for a week, okay? Then invite me back over before you sell it, because you're gonna sell this car without even having driven it. Ricky's a huge day trader friend, and probably one of the most successful people I know. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That summarizes you to an extent. But I'll have Ricky's stuff down below. He does do some car stuff. He's just a little numb these days. So we need to find Ricky a hypercar. If I find him the right deal in a hypercar, he said he'll buy one. So I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be my thing. If I find you a hypercar, can I do a video with it?
If you find me a good deal, yeah.
Okay, deal. Easy. Perfect, dude. We've got it all set up then. That's gonna wrap up this portion of the vlog. We're gonna move on just because I am stuck below 4,000 RPM. I'm gonna take Rick for a ride in this, and you let me know if it's faster than the R8. This right now on 91 should be about as quick as a stock new gen R8, which Rick has over there as well.
I like that.
Me and Jeff just drove in the middle of absolutely nowhere, like an hour and a half from Arizona, from Scottsdale, to a half-mile event. Never been to a drag event, and now I have an RS3, so I have to become a big dragster, you know what I mean? Hey, look what I found, Jeff.
Oh, your twin!
Yeah, that's him. The Underground Racing Twin Turbo Huracan Performante. So this should be making around 1,500. That's just whatever. We've got a 992 Turbo S. Over there is two different Vipers. You can see the S into one, another over there. That's my gang right there, dude.
No. Yeah.
Definitely not twin turbo. Oh, he broke. He broke. Huracan broken. Hey, the GTR is winning. Oh, and he's not broken anymore. Am I looking at a Cobra right now?
I would not trust that at 150 miles an hour.
That's so sick though.
That's so sketchy. Open top.
That's so sick. This thing is so beautiful.
Pulling up, he's trying to break 200.
Yeah, good call.
That sounds like 200.
That was for us.
Sounds like 200.
He ran, I think, a couple times today. He was having some problems with the ALA system, so it cut power in the end. He was on track to doing like almost 220 in the half, which is massive for a stock block Huracan. He could set a record theoretically. I think, what did he say, 220 was the record?
210 or 220 is the record.
They
for
said
stock.
earlier he ran a 168 quarter and the record card at a 158.
Yeah, something like that.
So he could technically break the record right now. So that's something really exciting for you guys to watch because all these other cars are blowing me. Watch Cody do something stupid. Look at him, look at him. I hate him so much. Every clip of Cody in my vlog is amazing. You just bought a C6.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
No, I got it for free.
And it has how much horsepower? 600?
More than the RS3.
You don't know that. You're just pulling that out of your ass. Second up, you think you'll walk me, you
Oh
said.
yeah, I'm on MS109 right now.
You are?
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I said my car is more power than you on the 85. I don't even need your
Let's go run it
MS109.
right now.
Let's run it. Let's set
Let's
it up.
go.
If we get the chance to run it today, we're settling this because me and Cody like to argue with each other. That's it. The only person I argue with is Cody because it's fun. A Plaid is going. First time I've seen a Plaid run.
Why is they going?
Why is the Plaid going so slow?
What's he doing?
Hey, the fast Viper's coming too.
Oh, they. Oh. Oh. Oh my God. It's still going. This hit 221 miles an hour. Holy hell. Oh, here he goes.
Oh, yep.
Oh.
He's sending it. Come on, come on, come on.
Oh
Keep going, keep going.
my God.
Oh, yes. Come on, come on.
Oh my God. What is it? What is it?
Come on, come on.
Oh geez, 187.
Here we go, the fast Viper.
225?
Break 220.
Holy hell. That thing's still squatting. 200. It's gonna be above 200. 218. Not his record, but still mental to see. Hard launch.
Ah, baby. Come on, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
Okay. Yeah. Oh! Let's go!
Wow.
He's probably stoked.
That.
He's gonna be in a good mood.
Yeah. Before we outro today's video, I want you guys to go down below. Let me know what cars you guys want to see me review or what video ideas you guys want to see me do. Or even if you want to see me do road trips, if you want to see more car shows, if you want to see collaborations with who. Just give me a good idea of what content you guys are liking, what content you guys are looking for. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want. I don't really care, but turn on those notifications if you do so. That way you know when I'm uploading a video. Cheers.